Hi guys, it's been a while. I've been absent from YouTube for almost a year, and I just want to explain why. It's a very personal video, so sorry this isn't going to be, one of my normal videos, although the last few have been quite emotional, so maybe this is my new theme. So over the past year I've been through some quite challenging times that have led me to step away from YouTube, and I just wanted to share those with you so that the idea of what's posted online isn't this, complete fabrication in terms of, I feel like sometimes you see so much online and you think everyone's life is perfect and they're living great, and you don't see the realities of it. So I kind of want to pull back the curtain a little bit, be vulnerable, honest, share what I've been going through, how what you see on social media isn't necessarily the truth, and yeah. Hopefully this helps anyone else going through tough times that life sucks sometimes. As you know, you would have seen in my previous videos that in April 2022, my best friend since moving to London, was diagnosed with a incurable brain tumor. She was 31. It's really was hard. She ended up passing away 3 months after her diagnosis. I have a whole video on this. I'm not going to go into it, but I've lost people before, just to be clear. I've lost grandparents and things, but there was something particularly devastating that I struggled with, seeing someone, my peer, when I'd like to think young, and also young people are supposed to get better and she didn't, and seeing she was such a fighter, I'm gonna get this, we're gonna make it through, I'm gonna have the best remission party, all that sort of stuff, and just seeing that hope slowly fade really messed me up, if I'm being honest. Kind of threw myself into work, and I went away. I went to Spain for work, which I know sounds like very nice problem to have, but it is not a nice problem to have. When you're away, when you're traveling for work, it's not as glamorous as it seems. It's you're locked in a hotel room, and it's just no interpersonal relationships at all. It's just spreadsheets, sales figures, all that kind of stuff. So I was locked away, and I went to Spain for work she died in July. I went in August, I went in September, and I went in October, and I went in November, and then I had to go to a different overseas conference in December as well. So I was away so much, and I think removing myself from all of my social support networks was probably not a good idea. I didn't have any choice in it, I didn't choose to go to these things, work made me, but it wasn't helpful for me, being removed from all the comforts, routines, and after having my entire world thrown up in the air, in terms of Charlotte passing away, having the rest of my life thrown up in the air as well. I also then found out in November that my grandfather, who's my only remaining grandparent, was diagnosed with a form of leukemia, and so his leukemia was where he doesn't have enough blood cells, and so it wasn't as dramatic as it sounds. I don't want to misrepresent, but he definitely he deteriorated over time, but it took about a year. I got really triggered by the name, the word leukemia, this cancer again, and after so long that, I lost it at that, and that was in November last year. Honestly, had a full-blown, proper, official, certified, trademarked breakdown in January, February. I'm a generally pretty unemotional person. I don't really cry at movies. I don't really cry in general. I kind of shut off. I'm very rational. I think things through. And I could not go more than 2 days at one point without bursting into aggressive, ugly crying. I'm not talking a tear. I'm talking could not stop it over the smallest things. Do you know what I mean? I would spill milk, literally, and I would bawl because I just couldn't handle it. Do you know what I mean? I was that unstable. So I actually booked a trip to the Maldives, which I know is a very privileged position and not everyone has that option. I actually booked that a few months earlier, maybe 9 months before. I booked it when Charlotte got her diagnosis, because the whole thing with her situation was she was don't waste a day, live your life, who needs savings kind of situation, just, you never know when it's going to end. So that's why we were let's go, let's and it was our anniversary, so we were like, okay, let's book the Maldives. And I was like, well, it kind of came at a good time for my mental break, going to like a very nice resort and just like sitting there, not doing anything. I can't fail at anything there really, so I wasn't bawling as much. And then that February, yeah, is when I started therapy, because I just was like, I can't handle this anymore. And that's when I started therapy. I wish I filmed myself during those times when I was crying nonstop, because I'd have so much clickbait for the rest of my life, but I didn't. And I don't normally cry, so you won't see too much. But I want to stress that it's perfectly okay to take a step back. So that's what I did. One of the biggest issues for me during the whole thing was how much it affected my creativity, because depression can really stifle your creative energy. You feel empty, uninspired. I couldn't create because I couldn't even function. So I had to take a step back from anything creative, anything YouTube, and apologies if anyone felt abandoned or like, I don't care, because I do care, I absolutely do care. It's just, it is what it is. Like I was in crises, quite literally, not to be dramatic, but I was. And I think that was the right call. My mental health was in shambles, and creating YouTube content was just not something I was capable of. And I think I would encourage anyone in that situation to just remove what you can. I stayed with the same company, but I changed jobs to one that was less stressful, and that wouldn't send me away as much because I couldn't handle that, because that was a big stressor in my life. And it also prevented me from getting better, if that makes any sense. I just couldn't think, I couldn't make anything I liked, and anything I did do, I just, I thought no one would be interested. Do you know what I mean? I was like, because I know I'm not unhappy, and I feel like you could see that in the videos, but I don't know if you actually could, but I felt like you could. It felt like a storm. Like I just wasn't myself. I couldn't create things I loved. I couldn't do anything I loved. Like I have other hobbies outside of you know, creating. I have like scrapbooking and painting and drawing and like all these other things that are creative, and I was doing none of them. I was purely zombie mode. I felt like that scene in Twilight. It was just the stupidest thing, but that's what it felt like. I actually did film a bit earlier this year, over the summer, but I just wasn't quite in a place ready to come back to YouTube. But I do have clips of that, so I'm gonna edit them together and see what I've got, and they might be a bit weird, a bit mishmash, but you know, that might make more sense if you see it now. But doing therapy was by far the best thing I ever did. I've been night and day. I honestly, it's just been so great working out why I am the way I am, why I reacted the way I did, what struggles I had, how to better handle them, better techniques. My grandfather passed away last week from leukemia, and it did not shatter me because I am in such a better place mentally. I was crying over literal spilt milk before, and now I can, like I was obviously sad, I don't want to say I wasn't sad in any way, but I just had a toolkit that I could deal with it, and it didn't destroy me in the same way. Like the idea of things would destroy me, let alone them actually happening. So I'm just like, it was a good marker in the sand to say, you know, I don't want to say I'm better, because I don't know if that's an achievable, healthy thing to strive for, but I do want to say like I'm in a much healthier spot, and that I think I'm wading back into the creative things I like, and that I want to come back. I'm inspired again. I've missed it. I'm longing for it again. I also spent a lot of time in Australia this year. Inadvertently, there was just a lot of weddings, so I spent like 5 weeks this year in Australia twice, if you've seen my stories. Weddings, so many weddings. And I'll be going back again for another wedding next year. So I think being around like your core people, and like, do you know what I mean, the people, the friendship group you grew up with when you were in high school, do you know what I mean, like that is so healing. And so I think that helped a lot as well. So last year was so much loss, isolation, removal, you know, and I think, not like, let's not pretend that like the COVID didn't have an effect to start, do you know what I mean, to get us to this point as well. So to be able to have a year of healing, connection, rejuvenation, relaxation, and as stress-free as possible. I've obviously still got a job and things to do, but not adding anything to the plate. Just like, these are, I talk about spinning plates a lot, and I'm like, sometimes some plates feel heavier than others. So I was like, let's just get the basic plates and get them going again. And then we can start adding some more fun ones, a la YouTube and yourself. So today I'm here to tell you that I feel good, and I'm ready to return to YouTube officially. I will I aim to have a better upload schedule than I used to have. You know, once upon a time I used to do 3 times a week consistently. What a time. I don't know how I did it. I wish I could do it. If I had that many ideas, I would do it now. But I just wanted to reconnect with you all, my amazing audience, and create content that resonates with you guys. So before I jump back into creating, obviously a lot's changed. You've changed, I've changed, the world's changed. I want to hear what kind of content you guys want to see. Give me any suggestions. Leave your ideas in comments below. I want to make sure that you're still interested, obviously. Like, there's no point me doing something if you don't care. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, absolutely tell me below what kind of content you're into. I'm so excited to start creating again. I'm excited to embark on this new chapter with you and create content again. I've already got some ideas. I've been writing down Vlogmas ideas for Christmas, because that's just around the corner. And thank you for joining me as I shared my vulnerable journey of the last year, 2 years. Remember, it is okay to take a break when things are getting overwhelming, remove things. You know, I'm hoping you guys welcome me in open arms, and I would do the same to you. Remember to seek help when you need it. There is no shame in asking for help and prioritizing your mental health. I am a huge advocate for that. I'm excited to embark on this new chapter with you, and I look forward to seeing all of your content in the comments below. Let's get ready to create together. You know, all the usual things, subscribe, like, so you don't miss anything else. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me and still being there for me.